Ramadan is fast approaching. Allahumma balighna Ramadan. The month of blessing, the month of gratitude, the month of the Quran is fast approaching, and we need to strive to make the best out of this month. Hello guys, it's Batino. I'm a Muslim software engineer and entrepreneur. I talk about things relating to Islamic development, personal development. If you like and vibe with my content, kindly subscribe. Let's get right into it. Yes, we all have been expecting Ramadan, and it's right at our doorstep, knocking heavily on the door. May this Ramadan be a source of joy for both the speaker and the listener. However, despite that, we have to make the best of this Ramadan in terms of increasing our spirituality and closeness to God. We also have to make sure it doesn't affect our productivity, or whether you are working remotely or you have a 9-to-5 job. You have to make sure the Ramadan doesn't affect too much of your productivity, regardless of the state you are in. I'm going to be giving you 5 tips on how to increase your productivity this Ramadan. Let's get right into it. 1. Have a routine. This is very important. If you want to get the best out of Ramadan, you have to make sure you have a specific routine that you try as much as possible to follow. You might not be perfect in following it, but then you know you have a standard that you are working with, and you try to follow it as best as you can. For example, you can try to wake up, set your routine to wake up at 3 a.m. You pray your tahajjud and sahur till 5. You nap in between that, which is quite good, but then you have to be careful so as not to miss the early morning prayer, because that's very important. And afterwards, you should try and put your heavy tasks in the morning, because at that moment you have much energy to get the work, jump on the tasks and complete it. Then you can shift the lighter tasks to the evening, and then after Maghrib you have to get things done, and then you pray Tarawih and go back to sleep as early as possible. Make sure you have a routine that works for you, and you design it to be flexible to accommodate some changes that may be necessary. 2. Set priorities. As I mentioned previously, you put the heavy tasks in the morning and then the lighter tasks in the evening. You also have to set priorities about what you are going to do and what you are going to leave out, what needs to be done as soon as possible, what is most important for you to do. You have to set priorities. You don't just have to do things haphazardly, because you have to conserve your energy. So set your priorities, make the heavier tasks first, do them first, then go back to the lighter tasks. That will be much easier to do. 3. Communicate effectively. If you are not in a Muslim environment, you have to communicate to your superiors or the project manager if you are a developer, or your line manager, that this is Ramadan. You would try as much as possible not it affecting your productivity, but then we are humans in the end. It's would or might surely affect. So you have to communicate that right beforehand and let them know that okay, you are going to try your best not for it to affect. But then if you are able to communicate effectively, they can give some amount of understanding and give some amount of flexibility for you, so that you can be able to accommodate your work and your task together with the Ramadan. And alhamdulillah, some of us have our project managers, our line managers as Muslims, which is a blessing. You don't need to communicate, they already understand, because you are both in the same shoes. But make sure you communicate effectively, irrespective. 4. Don't overwork yourself. This is Ramadan. You have to conserve your energy. What you can't do, don't say you can do it. Or what you feel you can't do, don't jump onto it. make things easier for yourself. If you have a target of reading a complete Quran, the little time you have, you should be able to rest. You have to rest. You have to, consider the fact that things might not go the way you want or how smooth you want it. But then you don't have to work yourself. If you can't do things, just tell people, I'm not sure I'll be able to do this. Or if you are given a timeline, just let them understand that this timeline cannot work for you at this moment. Probably the timeline has been working for you, but that was then. This is Ramadan now. There are other things that you have to put priorities on. The time is not much by our side, so you have to not overwork yourself so that you will be able to get the best out of this month. And lastly, be prayerful about your productivity. The Prophet ﷺ told us that when things are getting a bit tangled up for us, there is a dua for it. That's why we are Muslims. Allahumma la sahlan illa ma ja'altahu sahlan wa anta taj'al al-adna idha shi'ta sahlan. So you can find this dua in your Hisn al-Muslim and say it often when you see that things are getting a bit tangled for you. To make sure you are asking Allah to make it easier for you, because as the dua says, la sahlan illa ma ja'altahu sahlan, there is no ease except what Allah has made easy. With that, we've come to the end of my 5 tips that I will be sharing. I hope this tip works for you. If you know some other tips that you can share for us, kindly drop it in the comments. It will be appreciated. Till next time, Jazakumullahu khairan.